Good morning. Should you pay your personal debt first or your business debt first? So the personal debt has a higher balance with a lower interest rate, and the business debt has a lower balance with a higher interest rate. Which one should you pay off first? Your business debt or your personal? So that's the third video in this series, and I have some notes here. So the business interest, the credit card, the business debt is on the credit cards, business credit cards, and the personal debt is mortgage. So the business interest rate is 16.99%, and the balance is lower than the mortgage. So we have the business monthly interest of $29, and the minimum payment due is about $47, but we pay about $400 a month. So the mortgage interest rate is 4.25%, and the mortgage monthly interest is about $130. So by comparing just interest rates, it makes sense to pay the balance of 16.99% first. So that will be the business. If you are just comparing interest rates, you might say, well, the business has 16.99%, it makes sense to pay that first. But look at what dollar amount we pay every month. The mortgage interest costs us more, because the mortgage is 4.29% and we have a balance of $39,000. The monthly interest is about $130, while the business interest, monthly interest, is about $29. So in dollar amount, it costs more interest for the mortgage than the business for debt. So the house, another point that I point out here is the house is not doing anything else to generate revenue. We live in it. The business, on the other hand, sells product to generate revenue. So one thing I take into consideration is, well, we invest $400 a month in the business. The business has a debt of $3,000. So if instead of just throwing money at it, because if I just say, you know what, $2,000 that I'm using to pay extra principal in the mortgage, if I use it to pay the debt for the business, does that mean that we are going to stop using the credit card debt, using the business credit card to make purchases? So throwing money at it is not going to really solve much of a problem. So by just putting $400 there, investing $400 in the business will allow the business to come up with strategies to make more sales, like lowering prices, or doing more research, or paying attention to the product that sells better and focus on ordering those and less of the one that are not selling. And taking note of the product that over time we might just eliminate. So if we don't spend too much money on that business, like just throwing money at it, we'll come up with more strategies to fine tune it. So I mean, so that's one thing. So the business has the potential to generate revenue, while the house we live in it is not doing that. So the debt spent on goods that we have in stock can be sold. So that's an asset for the business. So the monthly interest rate on the business card is 1.42%. So how did I come up with that? It's 16.99 divided by 12. A lot of time credit card company, they calculate it by day. So that will be 16.99 times divided by 365 times 30. So that will be that. So the monthly interest rate on the mortgage is 0.36%. So that's 4.25% divided by 12. Mortgages are calculated, the mortgage interest is calculated monthly, while credit cards are calculated, the interest amount are calculated daily. So the monthly, so that's 16.99, and the 4.25 that I talk about, they are annual interest rates. So when I try to calculate the monthly interest rate, that's 1.42% for the credit cards and 0.36% for the mortgage. So the business interest rate is 4 times the mortgage interest rate. So when I do 1.42% divided by 0.36 is about 4. But the mortgage monthly interest is 4 times the business monthly interest amount. So $130 is what we pay amount, that minimum $900 a monthly mortgage too. About $130 is the monthly mortgage interest, while the credit card is $29. So the credit card interest is 1/4 of the mortgage interest in dollar amount, but the interest rate is the opposite. Based on the comparison between the interest rate and the interest amount between both business and personal debt, it makes sense to us to focus our allocation, to focus on allocating most of our income every month toward paying off our mortgage, and continue to allocate about $400 toward the business. So that's based on, by comparing, because we have a situation, we have personal credit cards and we have business credit cards. So we are trying to share with you how you analyze those debts to decide which one we wanted to focus on. So by comparing the credit card interest rate and the mortgage interest rates, and then comparing the dollar amount that we pay every month, we break down the interest rate, the annual interest rate, into monthly interest rate. It's clear that the mortgage interest rate is 1/4 of the credit card interest rate monthly or annually, and the monthly interest rate, the monthly interest paid on the mortgage is 4 times the monthly interest paid on the business credit card. So based on that, by using dollar amount, it makes sense to focus paying the mortgage, applying more toward the mortgage than the business. So that's another way of analyzing the situation, and we came up with that same conclusion that we did prior to this in the prior video, paying the mortgage, the personal debt first and the business debt second. So we are allocating one income toward our mortgage and our businesses. We put $400 in the business and we put $2,000 extra toward the mortgage, and we wanted to keep doing that for that reason, that we are paying more dollar amount on the mortgage interest compared to the business, and the business has the potential to generate revenue to pay its own debts. Thank you so much for watching our video. We'll have another series as well to finish this analysis. I'm Afiavi Ojune Liberman, creators of Limonal Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and owners of Nina Soap. And our website, our blog is ninasoap.com. Our natural product store is ninasoap.com, and our custom apparel store is liberlabel.com. Thank you, you all that subscribe to our channel. Thank you, you all that watch our video, and thank you, you all for your comments.